What's up everybody, welcome back to the Eth Crypto, the birthplace of absolutely legendary gains. In this video, let us take a look at Ethereum. Now, something big is going to happen to Ethereum within the next probably 24 to 48 hours, and depending on how you play this, you are very likely either going to get liquidated or you are going to make an absolute killing. So if you're interested to find out exactly what is going to happen and the exact ways that I would trade Ethereum over the next few days, I'm going to want you to watch till the end of this video because I'm going to be giving you exact entries. And with that said, let's dive right into Ethereum. Now, right off the bat on the daily chart, I just want to bring your attention to this pattern right here. That is more or less looking something like a falling wedge, ascending triangle. I don't know what you want to call it, but the key thing that is important is the fact that there is an apex for this pattern, which means that very likely within the next 2 days or 3 days, we are going to have to make a decision, okay? Either we're going to break up or we're going to break down. And this is really important, okay? Because depending on how you play this, you're either going to get liquidated or you're going to make an absolute killing. So let's bring up Market Cipher on the daily chart, and you can see that, hey, money flow is still looking really bullish. Now, all money flow is, right, this green wave right here, all it is that money is continuously flowing into the asset, okay? And when money flow is in the red, that means that money is leaving the asset, which means that there are less and less people buying Ethereum, and that's why you see from this period here, okay, notice red money flow, Ethereum sort of went into like a micro bear market sort of thing. Okay, so this is really important. So Ethereum money flow is still looking decent. It is definitely not flowing out. So that's number one, checked off the list. Okay, number two, we are seeing momentum shift towards the upside at the moment. However, here's the thing about Ethereum, because we have already formed an anchor wave over here. An anchor wave, by the way, is basically just any wave that is like really thick. So how does this relate to you? Usually, after you form an anchor wave, every other wave, unless it is taller than the anchor wave, is going to be a trigger wave. That means that this next wave is going to be, likely shorter than this anchor wave. And if we do get this kind of a wave with a red dot right here, that is going to signify that momentum is heading towards the downside. And if we also get money flow heading towards the downside as well, it is not going to look pretty for Ethereum. However, at this moment, it is a little bit too early to tell. So let us go into the 4-hourly chart to get a clearer picture of what is going to happen. And by the way, if you watched that last Ethereum video that I made, you would have known that once you break out of this level, if you just get in on Ethereum, you would have made quite a substantial amount of profits. So if you want to find out which are the best prices to get Ethereum if Ethereum does dip, then I want you to go watch my previous Ethereum video. I will link it in the description, but after this video. So Ethereum on the 4-hourly chart. At the moment, you can see that Ethereum is being really indecisive here because money flow is not showing any clear direction at all. And momentum is, it's been like these short little waves. It ain't a fun time to be trading right now, but that much is expected because right now is the weekends and weekends don't really have a lot of volume. Added onto the fact that Bitcoin is being absolutely indecisive right now, and you get a recipe for choppy price action, where if you notice that if you were trading the markets over the last couple of days, you would understand what I mean by choppy price action, because more likely than not, breakouts would have become fakeouts, and one moment it looks like it's going up and another it's coming down. It's not fun trading in these market conditions, so just wait for a confident move from Ethereum. So now that we understand that this is a pattern that we are looking out for Ethereum, how would we trade this pattern? Okay, so firstly, I want to bring your attention to this purple line right here, which is a 200 period exponential moving average. And if you are a long-time follower of this channel, you know that I always like to say that the 200 EMA is going to be a really strong dynamic support and resistance for any trend. In this case, it is going to be resistance. So step number one, you are going to want to set an alert. Okay, all you need to do is right click on your 200 EMA, right, go onto indicators and look up an EMA. And once you get the EMA, you just have to right click settings, input, change it to 200. Okay, that is how you get a 200 EMA on your own chart. You are going to want to set an alert for this chart because the first entry for Ethereum is actually going to be a breakout of this 200 EMA. So all a breakout is, right? It's pretty self-explanatory in the name that once you break out, okay? Once you break out of this pattern, that is when you buy. So in this instance, once you get a confident break above the 200 EMA, that is where I would enter. So just to illustrate this for you, should the price break out and you get a spike in volume, this is really important. You do not want to enter into a breakout trade without volume confirmation. All we are looking for is basically a spike in volume, right? All of a sudden, you're going to see a spike, okay? This kind of spike, that is what you want to look out for. So if the price is breaking out of this pattern, you are going to want to look out for a spike in volume. You are definitely not going to want to enter when volume is low like this, because what's likely going to happen is that it might come up for a bit and then it's just going to fall right back down, which is not what you want. So the key is, right now we know that 2784-ish level is going to be a level of resistance that Ethereum has to break. So more likely than not, if Ethereum does not break above, you can actually short this level right here. And of course, over the next couple of days, you might need to move this, downwards a little bit, because the 200 EMA is heading downwards at the moment. But regardless, it is going to be a pretty strong level. So that is entry number one. If price gets rejected at the 200 EMA, you short here. And as for your take profit targets for your short, this is going to be the levels. These are going to be some very good levels for you to take profits at. And by the way, if you really appreciate the way that I give you exact ways of how to trade things, and I give you exact levels of where to take profits, I'm going to want you to check out the private Discord group, where we are literally providing exact entries with exact take profits and exact stop losses, right? It does not get easier than this. It is literally, you take my orders, you place the order, and then you take profits. It is as simple as that. This is what you call automatic money. We have been killing it every single day in the private Discord group. Yesterday, we traded this Filecoin breakout for 40% gain in 1 day. And we are pretty much doing this every single day. So if you're interested, I'm going to want you to sign up in the link in the description. There are only about 80 spots remaining, because I'm closing this group after we get about 80 more people in. I don't want the group to be too big. I want to be able to dedicate focused attention to, every single person in here. So if you're interested in getting some focused attention from me, hey, I want you to sign up in the link in the description below. Spots are limited, so sign up before it fills up. So back to Ethereum. So that's going to be entry number one, right? A rejection. Entry number two is you are going to want to buy a breakout out of this pattern right here. And all the breakout is when the price breaks out of the pattern and you get a subsequent volume spike. That is going to be your entry. So as the price is breaking out of this pattern, you are going to want to market buy along with this breakout. Doing so is going to be a very safe entry, because literally all you can do is set your stop loss right inside the pattern right over here, because you know that if price breaks out of the pattern and comes back into the pattern, then it would have been a fake out, and you can just get stopped out with a minimal loss. So if there's one thing that you need to understand, is that it is perfectly fine to be wrong. In fact, some of the best traders out there are oftentimes wrong about half of the time, yet they are still successful. That means that it is perfectly fine for you to be wrong. The only thing that you shouldn't do is to let any single mistake blow up your account. That's what stop losses are for, and it will prevent you from holding bags all the way down here, and you bought up here, and now you're holding your bag all the way down here, waiting for Ethereum to recover. So don't do that. The third entry would be for you to buy the retest of this level right here. A retest basically just means that price tends to not, move in a straight line upwards. So oftentimes you'll find that once we break out, we might come down to have a little retest of that support line, right? This resistance line, we will break out of it and we come down to retest it before moving upwards. So this is called a retest, and usually you will find that the strongest group of buyers are located around this area, because the people who failed to buy the breakout are oftentimes lying in wait at this previous resistance level. So once you break out and you come back down, oftentimes you see that price immediately shoots back up. So this is where you can enter. This is called a retest, and it is even safer than a breakout. So once price breaks above, buy the retest, set stop loss right below, because if you break down, then that would have not been a successful retest, and you can just get out with a minimal loss. So these are the bullish targets for Ethereum. I am going to list them out on the chart right now. And by the way, guys, I am giving you like literally exact levels of, support, resistances, take profit targets. All I ask that you do is to draw these levels on your own chart. And if you cannot even do that, then there is nothing else that I can do to really help you. So these are going to be really good take profit targets for Ethereum. And the way that you're going to want to take profits is, basically average out, because no smart trader ever exits or enters in one lump sum. So maybe you might exit 25 here, 25 here, 25 here, and the rest up here, whatever. I'm giving you the levels. You do with it as you wish. Sometimes when market conditions are bad, you take profits more aggressively, and if market conditions are good, then you can afford to be a little bit more greedy and take profits like at the higher levels right here. So that's going to be entry number 3 and the take profit levels. Now I'm going to give you entry number 4, okay? And this is going to be huge. So take a look at this 2500 level right here. You are going to want to short the breakdown of this level, because similar to how this is a breakout and this is a retest in the bullish scenario, this is going to be a breakdown and a retest in the bearish scenario. So right now we are traders here, which means that we can play both sides of the market, both up and down, which means if the price is going to break below 2540, you know that the price has broke out of this pattern right here. And at the same time, if you get a subsequent volume spike, this is going to be huge for Ethereum. So this is going to be entry number 4 and entry number 5. Entry number 4, you buy the breakdown of this level right over here, and you just ride it downwards. There are multiple scenarios that could happen, right? It's either going to be bullish or it's going to be bearish. Over at this channel, we are grand strategists. We do not be overly biased towards any given direction, so we be prepared for both, so that while everybody is getting liquidated out there, we are making an absolute killing. So short the breakdown of this level right here, or short the bearish retest of this level right here. Both times the stop loss can be set just at about 2700, so that if the price does come back up to break 2700, that is going to be an invalidation of your theory that Ethereum is going down, so you get stopped out with a minimal loss, which is perfectly fine. So I'm just going to draw a couple more take profit levels for an Ethereum short, and these are going to be some pretty good levels for you to take profits at. And similarly to your Ethereum long, you are not going to want to exit one lump sum at, at any given level. What you do is you take 25 here, 25 here, 25 here, 25 here. It depends on your risk tolerance, right? You either take it more aggressively or you don't. So at the same time, right, even though you might not be shorting Ethereum, all of these levels are going to be really good levels to start picking up Ethereum. And again, you do not buy one lump sum at any of these levels right here. What you do is you buy, if you, let's say, have $1,000 to play with, what I would do is I would perhaps enter, $100 here, $100 here, like $200 here, $200 here, $400 here. You get the point, right? The lower the price goes, the lower your position is going to be, because nobody knows exactly where is the, the exact bottom. So what you do is you dollar cost average down, and by the time price reaches, let's say 1800, your position might be about 2200. So by the time it recovers back to its all-time high, you are going to be in quite massive profits, right? About 100% gain. So remember, nothing is confirmed until it is confirmed. Wait for those entries that I mentioned, and if you missed those entries, I want you to rewatch this video, because if you can't even do your own due diligence and understand what someone who knows what they're doing is trying to tell you, then there is nothing more that I can do to help you. And at the same time, if you appreciate the fact that I give you exact entries and exact ways to trade any market, I'm going to want you to check out the private Discord group, because in this group we are absolutely killing it every single day, and you're not going to want to miss out on this. And forget the calls, right? Over here, you're going to get access to a world-class trading education that is going to ensure that you are going to be successful as a trader, no matter the crypto markets, forex, or whatever. Join this group before it fills up. And with that said, may the gains be with you. Stay safe, my friend. Peace.